Hello, my friends. It's the Wellness Doctor, Dr. Jeffrey Clark from Marketplace Chiropractic Wellness Center. And this week we've been featuring a series of videos, Be Fit, Eat Right, Think Well, and Get Adjusted. And today is one of my favorite topics, Think Well. And we're using that term because it's about wellness. We want to think about wellness. And how does the brain work? So you and I and everyone listening has about 50,000 thoughts every day. Yesterday you had about 50,000 thoughts, and tomorrow you're going to have about 50,000 thoughts. Now the thing is, the thoughts that you had yesterday are probably the same thoughts you're having today, and they're probably the same thoughts that you're having tomorrow. And the reason this is important is, what are we thinking? What are we telling ourselves? My old mentor, Dr. Jim Sigafus, back in the 90s used to run a program called The Gathering, and that's where I first heard his story about ship, captain, and crew. So if we think of our beingness, our body, and everything inside as the ship, and we are kind of, our human body is kind of our earth ship, the way I look at it. But we have a captain. Every ship has a captain, and every ship has a crew, and the crew does what the captain tells it to do. If the captain says, walk the plank, they're going to walk the plank. Swab the deck, they're going to swab the deck. If the captain says, turn 45 degrees north, they're going to turn the ship 45 degrees north. So the crew obeys no matter what the captain says. And so we have a conscious brain and an unconscious brain. Now, some people use the term subconscious. Sub means less than or below. And yes, it is below consciousness, but it's not less than. It's actually the major part of our brain. So most scientists and psychologists will use the term unconscious brain, and that's what we're going to refer to today. So the unconscious brain does what it's programmed to do and what it's comfortable with. We don't like anxiety between our conscious brain and our unconscious brain. So we have to program our unconscious to do what we want to achieve in life. Unfortunately, our 50,000 thoughts are negative. And we hear this all the time. People saying, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm not good enough, I'm dumb. And here's what I hear like several times a week: my back is killing me. Now, is that what you really want to program into your unconscious? Because your unconscious will say, oh, okay, I'm going to make your back kill you because that's what you want. You want to be fat? You say, I'm fat, I will make you fat. And so maybe you lose the weight, but your unconscious brain says, nope, you're supposed to be fat, so let's gain some back. You say, gosh, I did really well on that test. And your unconscious brain says, well, you're always telling me you're stupid, so we'll find something for you to fail at. So you have to be very careful how you program it. And moms and dads, you have to be really, really, really careful with how you raise your children. What are you feeding into their brains? Because most of our adult psychological problems, in all honesty, come from our mothers, fathers, teachers, and preachers. All the BS that we've been fed our entire life. So you are wonderful, you're great. I'm not going to feed you all that BS, but what I want to tell you is you need to be careful how you think. What are you putting in there? So reinforce the positive with positive affirmations over and over and over. I'm good enough. I'm my perfect weight. I am my perfect weight. I feel great. I feel great. Even if you're trying to fool yourself, eventually your subconscious mind says, wait, you have a backache, but remember, you feel great. So we're going to get rid of it so that you can feel great. So that is Think Well. It's probably the most important thing that any of us can ever do, is change our thinking and change our lives. Talk to you next time.